Breaking news here on Martyn Lucas Investor. Nvidia, nice little rally today. Remember, we've always said, I've said anyway, 130 to 140 in the short term, 210 in 12 months. Remember, I don't pump and dump stocks. I only own the S&P 500. You've all seen my portfolio. I've never shorted a stock, never done options, and here we are at 119,000, all from $5,000. That's where I started from, and you've seen me grow and do everything in front of you live here on YouTube. You know exactly what I'm doing, what I own, how much money I earn on YouTube. I share everything with you. I share my payday with you. I tell you exactly what I'm doing live on the show every day. Tap the like button. This is an Nvidia special. We've just done an Apple special, but now we've got the main event, Nvidia. It's up today. Remember, this stock is not a meme stock. It is a real business, unlike Jim Cramer saying Palantir is a meme stock. This is not a meme stock, but it does trade like a meme stock sometimes. It's very sexy and rock and roll. In this live event, which will be a video later, you're going to hear from Jensen. You're also going to hear from the CEO of Google, talking about what's just happened with AI, with Blackwell, what's happening in India. Partly why I think China has suddenly realized it has to get things moving, because India are coming up the ranks very quickly on their economy GDP, and China don't want to be left behind. All right, so that's all part of what's been going on this morning. We covered that, and we did a story all about what's happening with China, and be very, very careful. Don't chase it, but there are lots of opportunities with buying Chinese businesses. I'm not buying them. I wouldn't buy them. Too much manipulation, but just be aware of what's going on. It's going to give us a rally all the way through to Santa rally. Great year, and a great year lined up next year. Anyway, let's get straight into Nvidia. Why is it up today? Huge rally today. Well, there's several reasons. I'm going to start off with some analysis. Let me just share this with you. If you all tap the like button so far, we've also got a poll running, and I'm going to share with you. I'm going to open up the poll now, giving everyone the link to my X right now. You can vote on this live in the show and also later. So here is the poll I'm running before we show you what, let you hear from Jensen. Here is the poll. And we're asking you, Nvidia Blackwell Showtime. It's Blackwell Showtime because Blackwell's about to be released. Profits are going to come in. We're not going to learn too much about it, of course, until the earnings in November. But boy, are we going to cover the earnings. Of course, we're going to cover the earnings. You cannot afford to miss it. I'll be back from my holiday and I'll be covering it. The question I'm asking you is, are you bullish or bearish? There you go. We've just opened up the vote. First 4 votes. 100% bullish. I've just given you the link in the chat. Please go and vote, and we'll see how that changes throughout this live stream. Those watching it later, look below in the description of the video and pinned to the top in the comments and so on. And you'll also find you'll find the link to my X account. Please go and follow me and vote on our poll. I want to get everyone's thoughts on this. All right. Now, first of all, we're going to look at the forward peg ratio on this, B+. So it's still good value. Even today at $120, it's still good value. If you look at the forward going peg ratio, that's very, very important. All right. Very, very important. So go and check that out. If you want to get access to Seeking Alpha and you don't want to pay full price and you want a discount, I can give you that. I can also give you a referral link here, which will give you a free trial and $25 off. Here's the link if you want to use the software that I'm using. There it is. For everybody else, it's below the video in the description. Right. Let's now go and look at this news here, and then we'll hear from Jensen himself. All right. So Nvidia trends up as Blackwell release date nears. This is just a couple of hours ago. In fact, it's not even that. It's just about an hour ago. All right? This is what's happening. Jensen's been speaking again, and we know when he speaks and he delivers exciting stuff, people react because this stock trends on whispers from the man. So anyway, let me share with you, and then I'll let you hear from him himself. Nvidia shares ticked up 4% by early afternoon, trading on Tuesday as the artificial intelligence leader prepares to begin shipping its highly anticipated Blackwell GPU during the fourth quarter. And here we are ramping up Blackwell, and it's in full production, said Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang. That is now confirmed. We are in full production and it is all being delivered. Of course, that's very bullish because there's always doubts about these things. During the Goldman Sachs Communacopia technology conference, we'll ship in Q4 and scale it. Start scaling in Q4 and into next year. And the demand on it is so great, and it is so to the intensity is really, really quite extraordinary. Blackwell chips are expected to see 450,000 units produced in the fourth quarter of 2024, translating into a potential revenue opportunity exceeding $10 billion for Nvidia, according to a post today on X. As Blackwell nears its release date, demand for Hopper also remains strong and is expected to continue well into next year. Great, great, great. Tap the like button if you like all this stuff. Please consider subscribing. The expectation in the fourth quarter is to ship about several $1 billion worth of Blackwell revenue, and for Hopper shipmates to continue to increase in the second half of 2025, seeking alpha analyst Simple Investing in a post today. Huang said, after selling about 713 million of company stock over the past few months, I want to say that is no big deal, by the way. A few people went, oh, Jensen's trimming off the top. We all trim off the top. Well, I don't. Okay, I'm an exception to the rule, but most people do. Nothing wrong with that. And that scale is no big deal. How much money does the guy need at the end of the day? In a trading plan adopted in March, has apparently indicated he is done selling with 6 months remaining in the plan. According to Barron's, he is done with selling. Okay, let's now go over and hear from the man himself and hear from Google of some news report we managed to find just out a couple of hours ago. Very, very exciting. All right, so let me just bring that to you right now. If you've just tuned in, this is a live event. We're coming up to the close. The stock is going up again. No surprise, really. And here is some of the news. Should we hear from Jensen first? Okay, let's hear from the man himself.
Prime Minister Modi meeting with top tech executives leading the global AI revolution. Our own Steve Kovach was there, and he spoke to CEOs of both IBM and NVIDIA yesterday, and he joins us now with some of the highlights. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Yeah, so like you said, Prime Minister Narendra Modi meeting with several tech CEOs Sunday in New York ahead of the UN General Assembly that's going on all this week. Among the attendees was Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang, Alphabet CEO Sundar Pichai, and Accenture CEO Julie Sweet. You can see the rest up there. The topic, of course, artificial intelligence. Tech companies from Apple to Google see India as a prime investment area thanks to a growing middle class and large workforce. And I was able to catch up with two of those attendees, Huang and IBM CEO Arvind Krishna. Let me give you first Huang's overview of the meeting with Modi, praising Modi for understanding the importance of AI.
Prime Minister Modi is inspiring. Every time I've seen him, he is such an incredible student. Loves technology, loves artificial intelligence. He was one of the first people I ever explained artificial intelligence to. This is an extraordinary time for him and time for India because it's a reset of the whole computing stack.
Now, I also asked him if he discussed with Modi kind of clearing up that bureaucratic red tape American companies often complain about when they're trying to invest in India. But he actually said that's not really a problem for NVIDIA in India. Take a listen.
I haven't really experienced that. NVIDIA has been in India for almost 25 years. Our design centers are in Bangalore, Pune, Hyderabad. Really fantastic engineering capability there. Almost 10,000 NVIDIA engineers are in India. They do every single aspect of our engineering, and so they've been a part of our company since the very beginning.
Now, another company that has a big presence in India is IBM. So Krishna from IBM was also at the meeting and praised what happened there and told me a bit about the delicate dance of doing business in India, even though it's tacitly supportive of Russia by buying the cheaper oil from that country. Take a listen to what he said there.
Countries are going to do what benefits each country. So you got to put those things a little bit to the side and say, is there any national security threat? So let's look at the major things. If you look at the geopolitical lens, doing cooperation between India and the US is going to be strengthening both these nations to the point where then you can go take care of all the other secondary issues.
Krishna later told our Seema Modi it's up to the U.S. government, not private businesses, and said the U.S. has been encouraging businesses here to do business in India. Now, some more details from Seema from a source inside that meeting. Modi gave Alphabet Sundar Pichai praise for committing to invest $20 billion in India and pointed to his investments in Indian companies like Flipkart and Jio. And of course, because pharma CEOs like David Ricks of Eli Lilly were there, discussions were held on biotech and IP protections for U.S. companies operating in India. And finally, just as a kicker here, guys, I asked Huang about that Qualcomm-Intel merger report that we got on Friday. Here's what he told me about that.
We're doing it our way, as you know. We're a very different company. NVIDIA builds the full stack of AI infrastructure. We build everything from chips to systems, networking, to CPUs, to GPUs, to switches. We write an enormous amount of software, from algorithms all the way to applications for artificial intelligence. And so we're determined to move forward in the way that we do. And I think in this new world, you really have to be a computing infrastructure company to be able to bring all that technology to bear.
So I think the implication there, guys, is they control what Huang called that full stack, meaning the software and hardware part. That's the competitive advantage they have there, guys.
We're just going to pause it there just for a moment because I want to go over to our poll and how you feel. Some of you are thinking, I'm not so bullish. We've got Martini Racer putting on puts on this one. Doesn't think it's going to do so well. This is our poll. If you've not yet voted in our poll is available on X. There's the link in the chat. If you are watching this later, please look below in the... Please look below in the description. 7 votes so far. Very slow voting at the moment. Just as 100% votes. We've got 155 people. I've just dropped the link in the chat for you on my X. It's twitter.com/Martyn Lucas Investor. Please do go and vote. I want to see how everybody feels. 7 votes so far. 100% bullish at the moment. Anyway, let's go back to this. I want to look at this, and I've got some more information coming up here as well on something else.
Here's the question.
Stand by.
Going to that last point about this deal. Do you see the U.S. government, and do you see
I know where you're going
allowing
with this.
deal? Is this a good deal? In some ways, it would probably... Look, if you can get Intel, if you get some competition to NVIDIA, that would be a good thing. 80% margins are great for NVIDIA. It's great for Jensen. It's amazing what they've been able to accomplish. But long term, if you want AI to actually have any kind of true economics, that's going to have to be sliced in half, if not more so. The only way that's going to happen is if you get competition. The question, though, is do you want competition coming from a company that's owned by Taiwan, even though they're maybe our allies, or do you think that it has to be owned by somebody in the U.S.?
I was looking at it a different way, Andrew. I was looking at it from the PC business and where Intel and what's really going on here with Qualcomm on the PC side. This summer, Qualcomm put out their first PC chips that are actually good, meaning they can run faster. They're like on par with what you experience on your Mac. They're based on the same technology as those. Intel is still way behind on that. That's why Apple ditched Intel. So I almost read this as a way for Qualcomm to kind of expand its PC footprint more so than this AI thing.
But you don't think it helps on the AI front?
Oh, it can, but Intel's AI chip, we don't know where it is. Qualcomm isn't necessarily producing those kind of chips. It's still a mobile-first company and IoT and things like that.
What possibly, I mean, this is like a backdoor way of getting the CHIPS Act money. Like,
yeah, exactly, or that too,
What could possibly happen? I can't imagine people in Washington are pleased with this.
Right.
Or would say, okay, sure, no problem, we'll just change the name on the check we're writing these checks.
Well, you also got to keep in mind, like,
taxpayer dollars.
The CHIPS Act money is a bet on a part of the business that Intel hasn't proven it can do yet, that making of the chips, not necessarily, designing chips or computers.
But the idea that you're going to say, okay, we were doing this for an American company, we're investing in American tax dollars, and you've promised us this, and now some other company is going to come in and say, no, we're going to take it over for this slight...
Still a U.S. company, but yeah.
Yeah, but still, it just seems like, okay, this is the problem with governments really getting involved and picking winners on this stuff. You lose any access.
And we know the current regulation regime right now.
We're going to move on from that now because they're sort of diverting from what I wanted to cover. But there you go. Looking very, very interesting. And now I want to ask, we are running a poll here. If you feel that we're about to get a major explosion on NVIDIA, it's going up again. I think it's going to go to 130. This is what I've been saying all the time. And then we're going to see $200 within 210 within 12 months. Let me just bring everyone's comments on here. We've got 9 minutes going into the bell, 9 minutes into the close. Let me share your thoughts. Martini Racer says, East Coast port strike on the table. Supply chain disruptions will wreak havoc. We also got obviously to consider the issues going on in the Middle East as well. That's getting worse and worse by the day. However, please do not take Meet Kevin as history. His history knowledge is rubbish. Honestly, I've never heard anyone so so lacking in knowledge when it comes to history, constantly predicting World War III. What's going on now in the Middle East has been going on for thousands of years. I just want to be absolutely clear about that. It's not good. It's not good to see. It doesn't mean to say we're going to start World War III. People are always making these wild predictions to get views on YouTube. It really is irresponsible. I'm not concerned about that when it comes to making investment strategies. Stephen Lewandowski has asked the question: How many puts have you put in? How many puts have you put in there, Martini Racer? Rick McGrath, he's here. Not a big position. Okay, thanks to Stephen Lewandowski. Let's have a look here. I'm Martini. You previously mentioned that you feel there will be some major upset in the markets. Any time frame on that? I don't see it at all. I do see it if you chase the market. Now, I want to put this out as part of my NVIDIA video, because I'm making a video out of this. This morning, I reported to you literally before it was news. No one was even talking about it. I was right out the gate with this, and I want to share with you. If you've not yet seen this, please do go and watch this. This is very, very important. It was stay calm, the Chinese bailout. What's been going on in China with the rate cuts, with the stimulus checks being given not to people, but being given to institutions to buy their stocks back, being given to brokerages to buy the stock market. That's why we've seen today stocks like BABA just go up and up and up and up. We said it would go up today, and it has been going up all day. Is this real? Is this sustainable? Well, I've done some research into history. I expect this rally to last a week, then go sideways, consolidate, and then take off again. This is a very, very, very significant stimulus package that China have put in. However, it could present issues with other countries, America, inflation sort of rising up again. But I think we're going to get another rate cut of 0.5%, or at least 25 next month. You've seen how that's affecting our margins coming down. Like my margin is like $1 a day, and it's now come down another sort of 80 cents, sort of $1.80 in the last couple of days with what I've added in and what I've been able to with margin. So Chinese market is rallying at the moment, but be careful. I've said it, and I'm going to keep saying it because it's really important that I feel responsible for, to give good information, even though what you do is up to you. Don't chase the market. Real investors are already in. We're already in. We're holding our positions. We're not chasing it. One thing the S&P always does is reset highs. We're coming up to the close. Let me read this. Unfortunately, we're not showing. It's not going to run. That's a shame. CNBC, I've been looking into it today. It's very unreliable. Their live stream keeps breaking. People keep talking about it, and it gets very frustrating. I keep trying to use it, and it just keeps freezing. But there you go. That's the way these people are. Anyway. So there's a bit of information coming into the close. The markets, I think we're going to be fine. Fine if you are an investor. Not so fine if you're chasing and you're a trader. Got to be very, very careful. I think some of you could end up losing money if you start chasing the markets. If you buy rubbish, keep buying quality. Don't chase the Russell, and you'll be absolutely fine. I think Nvidia is going to 130 to 140 quite quickly. We need more information about Blackwell, though. I don't think supply issues are going to affect this stock at all. And I think we're in for a good Santa rally. And like I've said before, my portfolio is going to 3x by the end of the decade. Look at that, $119,939. Remember, I've never shorted the market. Never done options, only had $5,000 to start this portfolio. And for the first year and a half, I earned nothing on YouTube. And you know what I put in last month was $1,000. You saw me pay it in a couple of days ago. So you know it's not me just putting money in. This is me just remaining in the markets and buying the macro dips. And now I'm up a long way. I'm not chasing this. I'm fully in. I'm only using, going to spend even more margin if we get a 10 to 15% pullback. And that's not when we've risen another 20%, 10 to 15% pullback. That's on where we are now. So anyway, there's Nvidia. There's my update. We're about to ring the bell. What do you think about that? Leave me your thoughts below. Make sure that you go and vote on the poll. Last look on the poll. We've now got just 12 votes at the making of this live stream and video. 91% of you are bullish, 8.3% are bearish, and 0% is undecided with just 12 votes. Please do go and vote. Repost that, leave me your thoughts, and I'd like your thoughts on that. I'll just give you the link one more time as well. Take the time, if you can, to go and check out the Chinese warning. I gave you all the information about what's happening with China this morning. Before it even broke with the news, I'm up late at night now, early morning, trying to bring you even more breaking news, accurate though, not just jumping in and being the first. I want it to be good information that you can use. That's it from me. Okay, click above my head, down below in the description. I will put over here some videos I think you'll find useful, and down here, part 2 of my psychology of investing. Cash is most certainly not king. And I think if you watch the video to the end, I absolutely prove cash is not king. People that have watched it and commented to me and said, yeah, I believe that makes sense now. I watched it through and you're right. Cash is most certainly not king. People keep saying it is, and I've proved it, I believe, unequivocally proved it, that it doesn't make sense. Anyway, there we go. Until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other.